Someone just left the room. Maybe they walked out after a fight. Maybe they stopped texting back. Maybe they said something with their eyes that told you the distance between you had grown overnight. And something inside you, something physical, responded to that. Not just sadness, something older, something that felt almost like pain. That feeling is one of the strangest things your body does. And the science behind it will completely change how you understand every relationship you have ever had. Here is the part most people never hear. Rejection does not just hurt your feelings. It activates the exact same neural pathways as physical pain. Your brain processes being left out the same way it processes a broken bone, not as a metaphor, as a biological fact. Naomi Eisenberger at UCLA put people inside brain scanners and had them play a simple computer ball-tossing game. At some point, the other players stopped, including them. No reason, no warning, just exclusion. The scans showed activation of the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, the same region that fires during physical pain. Being left out of a game, by strangers, for 60 seconds, triggered your pain circuitry. Then researchers gave participants acetaminophen and ran the same experiment. The people who took the painkiller reported significantly less social pain. A drug for headaches reduced the sting of rejection. Because to your brain, those two things are not as different as you think. Why would evolution wire you this way? Because for almost all of human history, being excluded was a death sentence. Your ancestors lived in small bands. Everything, food, fire, shelter, protection, required the group. If you were pushed out, you did not just feel lonely. You died. So your brain developed an alarm. The moment it detected social disconnection, it sent pain signals, not to punish you, to save you. The pain was a message. Get back in. Fix this. Reconnect before it is too late. That alarm is still inside you. It is not updated. John Cacioppo spent decades studying loneliness at the University of Chicago. Chronic loneliness does not just feel bad. It raises cortisol. It disrupts sleep at the DNA level, suppressing immune function. Lonely people get sick faster, heal slower, and die younger, at rates comparable to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Your brain reads social disconnection as a physical threat. It shifts the body into high alert. Long-term maintenance gets postponed. Because if the tribe has rejected you, there may not be a long-term. Cacioppo called this the loneliness loop. Social pain makes you withdraw. Withdrawal makes you harder to connect with. Disconnection deepens. The alarm keeps firing. The cycle tightens. Now think about the world you are actually living in. You're surrounded by more people than any ancestor ever encountered in a lifetime. Your phone reaches thousands in seconds, and yet loneliness has been climbing for decades. A 2023 report from the U.S. Surgeon General called it an epidemic. More connected than ever. And more people than ever report having no one they would call in a crisis. The alarm is still firing. But the trigger has changed. It is not predators anymore. It is a post nobody liked. A group chat you were left out of. Your name missing from an invitation. Your brain cannot tell the difference between that and being left outside the camp at night. It processes both as danger. Roy Baumeister, who spent his career studying the need to belong, argued that this need is not a preference. It is a drive, as fundamental as hunger or thirst. The discomfort is the mechanism. It is supposed to move you. But here is the part worth sitting with. The desperate need to belong, the sting of exclusion, the way rejection replays at 2 a.m, that is not a flaw. That is your brain doing exactly what it was built to do. trying to keep you alive using a system 300,000 years old. The problem is not that you feel lonely. The problem is that you live in a world your nervous system was never designed for. A world where connection is everywhere and belonging is harder to find than ever. Your ancestors sat around fires where everyone knew your name, your history, your place. That is what your brain is still searching for. Not followers, not likes. The thing that has always mattered, to be known and to still be wanted. That ache when someone pulls away, that hollow feeling in a crowded room. That is not weakness. That is your oldest survival system telling you something true. You were never built to do this alone. And the fact that it still hurts this much, in a world full of people, is proof the need has never left. Just like the moment someone walked out and the room changed with them. What you are really looking for is not just company. It is proof that someone, somewhere, would notice if you were gone.